Let's talk about the disassembly and reassembly of your KH9. Now this is a KH9 covert, folds up for more discreet carry, but everything about disassembly and reassembly applies to all models. Before we get started, we want to make sure the gun's completely clear and unloaded with no live ammunition anywhere in the room. Check both visually and tactily with your fingers. Make sure there's no surprises inside the gun before you start working with it. Then to start the takedown process, we want to let the charging handle down and then decock the trigger. You can't use the decock lever, you have to pull it to take all the spring tension out of the trigger grip. Then use your punch to remove the captive takedown pins by pushing them through the receiver to the ejection port side of the gun, and the lower receiver should come right off. Next, we're going to remove the back plate using a squeezing motion, and spring tension will push it to the rear once it's disengaged. Take note of the guide rods that each of the recoil springs attach to, and remove both springs. Then remove the back half of the two-piece bolt. You'll notice the green dot that serves as the cocking indicator when the gun is cocked. Next, we want to remove the charging handle, which is attached to the front half of the bolt. Just move it to the back and the charging handle will pop right off. Then the front half of the bolt will slide out the back of the receiver as well. And that's how you disassemble your KH9 for cleaning and maintenance. When it's time to reassemble your KH9, it's important to make sure you put the correct recoil spring on the correct guide rod. The long skinny one on the long skinny guide rod, and the short fat one on the short fat guide rod. And both springs fit through these holes at the top of the two-piece bolt system. Start by putting the front half of the bolt through the rear of the receiver and lining up the charging handle connection point at the rear of the slot. If it is not lined up, then the charging handle will not go in. But when lined up correctly, the charging handle slides in effortlessly. Slide it forward to make sure it's functional, and then move it to the rear of the slot to hold the bolt in place. Next, replace the guide rods with their appropriate recoil springs. Short fat one on the short fat guide rod, and long skinny one with the long skinny guide rod. Then align them with the rear half of the bolt and hold this assembly together with your finger on top while you insert it into the back of the receiver. This will help align the springs with the front half of the bolt, and then you should pop the end cap up and into place, making the whole upper receiver captive again. Next, to attach the lower, make sure the takedown pins are pulled out all the way. Then align the hole at the front of the trigger guard with a tab at the back of the mag well as you align the takedown pins with the upper, and then press them in with your fingers. The final step is to function check your KH9. Start by charging the gun and test the single action trigger pull. Charge it again and use the decock lever to put the gun into double action mode and test the double action trigger pull. Lock the bolt back using the bolt catch. Make sure that is functional. Drop the bolt and pull the trigger one more time. You and your KH9 are now ready for the range.